Similarly, this is basically Wawa. Hey YouTube, and today is a very sad day because after a long battle, the cubicle sticker, the cubicle logo has finally given up all hope of sticking to the cubicle 7x7. So let's take a moment. Let's take a moment to mourn for him to receive peace wherever he is. So this is going to be the first in a 4-part series where I'll be going over orienting top layer or OTL in skewb, then permuting the middle layer, which is PML in skewb. Then I'll be going over shortcuts to become faster at the first layer. Basically, you want to one look the first layer, and then the fourth case will be special cases in OLL and PLL and stuff. So hope you enjoy. Since this video is going to be covering all the cases that I've learned in the past 4 weeks, there'll be a few cases repeated that I've already covered in the first week video. So you can check that out, but I think this is going to be a much better place for you to learn. So let's get into the first case that we have here. Here we have the pi OLL, where we have 2 headlights and 2 opposites. And how we go about this in the 3x3 is a very different way. But in this cube, all you require is either a head slammer if you're doing it from this side, or a sledgehammer if you're doing it from this side. So when you have the center, you want to face the center towards you, and when you face the center towards you, you have the headlights to the right. All you have to do is a sledgehammer. Similarly, when you have the exact opposite case where you have pi OLL and you have the headlights towards your left, when you keep the centers towards yourself, what you have to do is the head slammer. So case number 3 is where you have the center on top, and in this case there are many different tricks on helping yourself in the PLL or PML, but instead what you do is, if you keep the headlights to your left, you want to do a double sledgehammer to complete the case. So case number 4 is where you have the centers attached to your headlights. Now in this case there is actually a direct AL. Basically there is 3 sets of moves that you can do to overcome this case, but I never use it because I feel it's worthless. And instead what I do is, if I'm holding it from this side, I'll do a head slammer, and if I'm holding it from this side, I'll do a sledgehammer. What that does, it puts this center into this place. So these 2 centers always get exchanged if you do a sledgehammer from this side or a head slammer from this side. So once I'm done with that, I know the position of the final piece of the top yellow center, and this is actually a special case, but normally what I would do is complete that to put the yellow center on top. So case number 4 is where you have the center exactly opposite to the side of the headlights, and in this case, as you go again, you can hold it from either of these places, and since I'm holding it from here, I'm going to be doing a sledgehammer, and what that does is it's going to put the yellow center on this side, and basically once again it's going to exchange these 2. We've got it here now, and all I have to do is the basic U-perm to put it over here. So case number 1 is where we have LOLL, and if we keep it like this, where the 2 solved corners are here and we can still see the 2 yellows, what we have is the center on the left hand side, and this variant has particularly 2 cases where you have the yellow over here or either yellow over here. and both have this similar starting alg where you do a sledgehammer from this side. So this case basically is double sledgehammer, first from this side and then rotate to the right and sledgehammer. So the third case that we have is where these two are facing towards me and I have the center to the back right hand side, and as I said, these two are quite similar. You start with a sledgehammer on this side, and since the center will move over here, we have to do a head slammer. So case number 3 is the exact opposite of case number 1, where you have to do double head slammer starting from this face and then moving to your left on this face. And when we have the center on these two places, we'll have to do a head slammer starting out on this face in both cases. So case number 4 is where you have the center to the left hand side at your back, and as I said, in these two cases where you have the centers at either of these two places, you want to start out with a head slammer on this side, and as you do that you want to move to the right and do a sledgehammer. So the last and final case in the LOLL series is where you have the center on top. Now there is an easier way of there are many ways of doing this. There are technically 4 ways of doing this, where you can break this down to either of the first 4 cases, and what I do instead is break it down to the easiest case, which is the double sledgehammer. And to do that in this particular case, what you want to do is hold it in this particular fashion and do a head slammer, and then you have the double sledgehammer case. So the last case technically is where you have the solved corners, and I had said there are 2 cases in this place, but instead there's only one, because the second is where it's already solved. That means you don't have any OLL. So how you solve this is the basic method, where you keep the center that you want to put on top at the back and do a U-palm facing the top, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something, and I still have my skewb giveaway going on. To enter, all you have to do is like this video and comment on it. You can subscribe if you actually like my channel, and happy cubing.